Rain lashed against the windows. Anna huddled deeper into her chair. The old house groaned around her. She came here for peace, to escape the city, to escape her memories. But the house had other plans. Anna jumped at a creak on the stairs. "Just the house settling," she whispered. But her heart pounded. She hadn't felt truly safe since it happened. The therapist said a change of scenery would help. He was wrong. The wind howled outside, mimicking the fear twisting in her gut. This house was a mistake. She should leave, go back to the city, face her demons. But something held her there, in the heart of the storm. Something about the house called to her, or maybe to the darkness inside her. Sleep offered no escape. Anna's dreams were haunted by faces she couldn't quite place. Whispers followed her, pronouncements of guilt and fear. She'd wake up gasping, drenched in sweat, the sheets twisted around her like a shroud. Days blurred. The storm raged on. She tried to focus on unpacking, on making the house her own, but every corner held a shadow, every mirror a fleeting glimpse of someone else. Or was it just her reflection, distorted by fear? One night she saw it. A face in the window, pale, gaunt, eyes burning with an eerie light. She blinked, and it was gone. Just a trick of the light, she told herself. But a seed of doubt had been planted, growing steadily in the fertile ground of her fear. The whispers grew stronger, weaving themselves into the fabric of the house. They seemed to come from the walls themselves, whispering her name, taunting her with half-forgotten memories. She tried to ignore them, to lose herself in books, in music, in anything to silence the voices. But the house had other plans. Objects moved, lights flickered, shadows danced in the corners of her vision, always just out of reach. Her reflection in the mirror no longer looked like her own. Her grip on reality was slipping, replaced by a chilling certainty that she was not alone. She considered leaving, running back to the city and the life she left behind, but something held her captive. A morbid curiosity, perhaps. Or maybe a terrifying sense of familiarity, as if she were drawn to this house, to this darkness by an unseen force. One morning she found it. A letter tucked into the pages of a book she hadn't touched. The paper was old, yellowed with age, the ink faded but still legible. It was addressed to her in a spidery handwriting she didn't recognize. "Anna," it began, "beware the shadows. They hold the truth. They hold him." The words sent a chill down her spine. Who wrote this letter? And who was him? Fear coiled in her stomach, cold and heavy. The house was no longer just a refuge, it was a puzzle box, and she was trapped inside. She reread the letter, searching for clues, for answers, but the more she read, the more questions arose. The house was closing in on her, suffocating her with its secrets and whispers. She had to escape before it consumed her completely. The knock came at night, sharp and insistent, cutting through the silence like a knife. Anna's heart leaped into her throat. She hadn't had a visitor since moving in. Trembling, she crept towards the door, her hand hovering over the handle. "Who is it?" she called out, her voice barely a whisper. Silence, then a voice, low and gravelly, sent shivers down her spine. "It's me, Anna. Don't you recognize my voice?" Her blood ran cold. She knew that voice, but it couldn't be. He was gone. She had seen to that, hadn't she? Section 6. The Stranger. Mustering all her courage, Anna opened the door a crack. Standing on her porch was a man she hadn't seen in years. His face was hidden in the shadows, but she would know those piercing blue eyes anywhere. The eyes that had haunted her dreams. "You're dead," she whispered, her voice trembling. He chuckled, a low, menacing sound. "Am I, Anna? Or are you just seeing what you want to see?" He pushed past her, entering the house as if he owned it. Anna stumbled back, fear paralyzing her. This wasn't happening. It was another trick of the house, another figment of her fractured mind, wasn't it? Section 7. Revelation. As he moved through the house, his every step seemed to echo with menace. He spoke of things only she knew, secrets buried deep within her memory. He knew about the accident, about her guilt, about the nightmares that plagued her. "It wasn't an accident, was it, Anna?" he said, his voice like silk over steel. "You planned it, you wanted her gone." He was right. The truth, buried for so long, clawed its way to the surface. The guilt, the remorse, the crushing weight of her secret. It had all been building to this moment. He was the embodiment of her guilt, her own personal demon come to torment her. Section 8. Escape. Panic surged through her. She had to get away. She scrambled back, bumping into something solid. The bookshelf. She grabbed the heavy antique clock from the shelf and hurled it at him with all her might. He roared in pain as the clock connected with his head. He stumbled, momentarily dazed. It was her chance. She didn't hesitate. She ran out of the house into the storm. The wind and rain whipped at her face, but she didn't stop. She ran until her lungs burned and her legs screamed for mercy. She didn't know where she was going, only that she had to get away from him, from the house, from the truth. Section 9, the end? She collapsed on the side of the road, gasping for breath. Looking back, she saw the house silhouetted against the storm clouds, a dark and brooding presence. Had it been real, or just a figment of her guilt-ridden imagination? She didn't know, and maybe she never would. But one thing was certain. She could never outrun herself. The truth, like a shadow, would always follow her. The storm raged on, mirroring the turmoil within her. She was free, but at what cost? If you enjoyed this chilling tale, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories. The shadows hold many secrets, and I'm here to tell them. Sweet dreams.